There is a Michigan state senator by the name of Mallory McMorrow, and she's running for U.S. Senate. And here is what she had to say at a local town hall this week, SOT 7.
So I'm a Notre Dame grad, and Amy Coney Barrett coming out of my university makes me very excited. Just on a personal level, I talked to somebody yesterday who said they saw her with Brett Kavanaugh at a tailgate last weekend. I was like, I would not be able to control myself. That would be bad. There would be beers thrown in people's faces.
Nice. So she would like to be a U.S. senator. And just in case you may have forgotten this, Buck, but you're going to remember it when I show it to you. She is the, again, Michigan State senator, who, with my note from my team reads, lizard tongue, who spoke at the Democratic National Convention and had a very bad case of dry mouth. Oh. Remember, with the tongue?
I did not remember. I had not seen this, actually. This is amazing.
Look, we're showing a 41-second. Look, so many times with the tongue, it keeps coming way out of the mouth to try to find some saliva.
Oh, man.
So she's super nervous just to give a speech in front of a bunch of party faithful people who are going to love everything she says. But she's a tough guy. She's a super tough guy, Buck. She sees Amy Coney Barrett and Brett Kavanaugh. If she saw them in public, she'd be throwing bottles of beer at them. Okay? Sure.
Yeah,
sure, Mallory.
That's also criminal. I mean, it's assault. You can't do that. If you do that, you should be arrested and you should be prosecuted, right? This isn't free speech. I mean, she's openly at least bragging about how she would break the law because she disagrees with Supreme Court justices too. I mean, that's particularly egregious. Look,
right,
the left, there are some things that are just broadly true and they really can't be said enough. And I think sometimes people are concerned about saying it. One of them is
you looking at your background?
Yeah, sorry, my back. I don't know what happened here. It's like I offended the gods. My background just changed. There are a couple things. One is that the Democrat Party, if you're going to be a criminal, if you're going to be a felon, it's the Democrat Party that is your home. I think if you're going to if you're going to replace religion, spirituality, a sense of something more important than the here and now with politics, you're also a Democrat, and that leads to a whole lot of mental illness infused into one's politics and policies. And this is why you see the behaviors that you do. This is why you have people who would not be violent at all. Like, does anyone think that, whatever her name is, and I mean, I'm partial to redheads because I married one, but this redhead
Mallory.
she's doing the team injustice. This is not good for Team Redhead.
Lizard tongue.
Yeah.
Lizard tongue. Really.
I mean,
you're going to have to drink more water. I'm not sure what it is, but it's between you and your doctor. Probably it's behavior like that, like we just saw, in addition to just their lackluster messaging and policies and what we're going to talk about in a minute, like the DEI and its impact on actual Americans that the Dems have been pushing. That led to this situation as outlined by CNN's Harry Enton. Watch this, SOT 7B from Thursday.
Democrats, in the minds of the American public, are lower than the Dead Sea. The lowest ever. Look at this. Overall, they are 55 points underwater. Their approval rating is south of 20%. It's even worse when you look at independents. Look at this. Negative 61 points. That means that their approval rating is 61 points lower than their disapproval rating. Quinnipiac has been polling this question for the better part of the 21st century. They have never found Democrats, at least those in Congress, in worse shape than they are right now.
Worst ever, Buck Sexton. So I know the conventional wisdom is the Dems are going to win the midterms, and I actually also believe that. But it's not totally lost. I mean, there is more than ample weakness on the Dem side to exploit between now and November.
Yes, I'm concerned because when you look at what's really motivating people right now, so there's a little bit of a challenge here with, and I actually said this to the president when I saw him some months back, maybe it was during the summer. I said, sir, my complaint for you, if I could have a complaint, is that you secured the border so quickly that now that's baked in and everyone just sort of assumes like, oh, okay, so we have a secure border now, right? I mean, it's a little bit of what have you done for me lately thinking on this, because we're not talking about that. The deportations, which is the the harder issue to handle, and also the one where there could be more downside. That I think is something that's going to continue to be playing out in front of cameras and more. There's more challenge with that. Affordability. We're going to hear that word, right? So the immigration thing, we got a big win, but I don't think that's going to really mobilize people in the midterms. It's going to be all about how expensive is housing, how expensive is food, and what do people feel like about their health care and their health care premiums. And the Republicans, it's their economy, right? This is the challenge you run into with, Biden had the worst inflation in 40 years, but the truth is it's his show now, and it's Scott Bessen's show, and they're going to be held responsible one way or another for what's going on.
Well, I think that's what Trump was doing on Wednesday night, trying to get out there and rejigger the messaging on it. I want to keep going. I mentioned.
Did you think that was a good speech? I thought it wasn't really. It was like he was.
No, it did nothing.
It came across like he was frustrated with people who are frustrated with the prices, and I'm like, Trump, you are so much better on the economy than these lunatics.
I know, and I also just felt like it was so obvious. Like, try to make it more clever that you're not just giving a campaign rally before people go home for Christmas. It's like, I don't know. You got to be careful. You just got to be careful about telling them everything's great and the tariffs are wonderful and inflation's no longer a problem. At this time of year in particular, when everyone feels stretched. Where he did the speech, 10 days before Christmas, less than. Everybody has overspent. They've probably gone out of their budget because they love their kids and everybody wants to give their kids a magical Christmas and so on, and Hanukkah, all of it. So you've had holiday parties that you couldn't afford to throw, and you went to ones where whatever. So it's not a great time to be telling everybody it's all great. I think honesty is better, but Trump is the quintessential marketing guy. He would never resort to just like cold, hard honesty. Like, it hurts and I know it hurts, but I swear that part where it gets better is coming soon.
There's one part of it that Trump keeps saying things like it's a fill in the blank hoax. And I know what he is saying. And then this, by the way, this is with the Epstein files. This is with affordability. What he's saying is the Democrat narrative on this is that this is my fault or that I'm hiding or whatever, that they're lying to you. I want him to go back to fake news. That's a way better shorthand, because when he says the affordability, which he's, they've been running with this constantly at MS Now, by the way. I watch Morning Joe sometimes for fun, for amusement. It's MS Now. But he says affordability is a hoax, Megyn, and people go, no, that's not a hoax. He doesn't mean that the prices aren't high and this isn't a challenge. He means Democrats saying that his tariffs or his choices or whatever have caused this is the hoax. And I just think that's him. Again, people think in sound bites, as you know. People vote based on sound bites, and I think we need to clean that up a little bit.
I have a shocking story to tell you about Joe Scarborough.
Oh.
He and I actually had a nice moment this week. I went to the Mediaite party for 2025. It's where this website that writes about, media clips and media personalities invites a bunch of people in the media to come to this party. And sort of, it's the one time of year where you cross paths with people who you may not be able to stand, people you've been criticizing, people who've been ripping you. And it's kind of like détente for a night. And it's nice. I like it. And believe it or not, Joe Scarborough came over to me. And I was like, oh, God, I don't know where this is going. It could go any number of places. And he said something really sweet about Mark Halperin, who is his friend. And it was something to the effect of, thanks for helping Mark get back on his feet. And I was like, I love Mark Halperin, thanks for saying that. And it was sincere. And he was like genuinely warm. And I was like, you know what? Just a good reminder as we go into the holidays that these people who we all rip on and who rip on us, we're all human. We're in the same game. We have plenty of fodder to pick back up with tomorrow. But I don't know. It kind of restored my faith in humanity that was sweet. And he knows I've ripped on him endlessly, but he made a point of putting that to the side because he cares about his friend. And I do too. So it was a nice moment, Buck.
Well, I'm sure, honestly, if I were able to don my zip sweater and join Joe out on the croquet field or something for a few minutes, I think we would have a great time at the country club together. I think we would get along famously. We're two guys with side swoop hair. He probably had, just like me, had the same hair when he was like 5 years old, never changed
Side
it.
swoop.
You know, we've both gone through 20 pairs of topsiders over our lives, lots of boat shoes, even though we don't boat that much. I mean, Joe and I probably have a lot in common. But I would say one thing, you brought up Mark Halpern. It's funny because we've played a lot of his clips on radio for his analysis to just sort of work his insights into the conversation. And if I may say so, this is, and not just because I'm in the Christmas spirit and I'm basically on Christmas break other than doing your show, you have a great eye for talent, Megyn, and no real talent. Oh. Now, of course, you were the first person to ever put me on in primetime at Fox News when you had 3+ million viewers in the 9 p.m.
It didn't take much to see
Thank you.
Fox
It's very
coming.
nice.
It did not take. I wish I could say it was my genius, but it was very obvious talent.
You're first, number one. You never forget first primetime host. And
no, apparently you do because I have a.
Do you have people that aren't?
Ben Shapiro's not as grateful as you are.
I was going to say you have. That is the one thing that for me, I never, and I'm sure you're the same way, because I at a lesser level have been able to also now, because I've been doing this for 15 years, help people out. I never require a thank you, and I never require payback. But people who go in the opposite direction when I've helped them, Megyn, I've had people who want to come on and like sell their book on my show, and I'm like, you unfollowed me on Twitter. What are you doing?
Yeah. There are a lot of politicians that should be getting coal in their stocking for Christmas, but Birch Gold thinks, as a smart planner, you deserve silver. That's why for every $5,000 you purchase between now and December 22nd, Birch Gold will send you an ounce of silver, which is up over 60% this year. See, smart people diversify and have a hedge. That's why you should consider Birch Gold. With the rate cuts from the Fed in 2026, the dollar could be worth less. And what happens if the AI bubble bursts? Consider letting Birch Gold Group help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. And for every $5,000 you buy, you will get an ounce of silver for you or your kids. Just text MK to the number 989898 to claim your eligibility for this offer. Again, text MK to 989898 because Birch Gold's free silver with qualifying purchase promotion ends on December 22nd. Message and data rates may apply. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.